Hey everyone, it's Larry Benet, Chief Connector, co-founder of Sang, author of the upcoming book Connection Currency. I am super excited to be sharing this interview with you today for a number of reasons. You know, at Sang over the years, we've had some of the greatest thought leaders of our generation, everyone from Tony Robbins to Tony Hsieh of Zappos to Jack Canfield of Chicken Soup for the Soul, and many other greats that you'd recognize. And today I'm with one of those legends in our industry and who's got not only an amazing message, but an amazing lessons that he's learned over the years. And you know, we're going to share those with you in the next few minutes. But the reason why I think it's kind of interesting where I'm sitting today is back in 1988, he founded from this very desk in this very office the largest financial training company, education training company of its type. He also is the co-founder of the Rich Dad education company, and he's had thousands of employees and has done remarkable work and helped thousands, if not millions of people over the years. And his new book coming out is called Inner Voice, Unlock Your Purpose and Passion. His name is Russ Whitney, and I've had the good fortune of getting to know him through our Sang community, and I just thought I would take a few minutes to introduce you to him and have him share some of the interesting insights and lessons that's in the book. And so I'll come over and welcome Russ, and we'll get this interview started. All right.
Hey, Larry.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
How's it feel to sit in that chair?
It feels great. It feels
a lot of pressure in that chair.
I know. I tell you. You know, what's interesting to me is you told me yesterday that, you know, your last company was over $250 million in 7 countries, over 2,000 employees, and you told me even one of your other companies did over $1 billion in revenue in a very narrow window.
All combined.
Right, in a narrow window of time. And you said this venture, this mission, this passion, this cause is going to be your biggest venture yet in terms of making an impact, touching lives, making a difference. So what I'd like to do just first is maybe you can just kind of share a little backdrop on your story, and then we'll talk a little bit about where you are today and all about Inner Voice and what it means to you and how it helps other people.
Okay, great. Well, I guess I'm talking to both. I don't want to, ignore the folks watching, but what Larry didn't say is he came a few days ago and we're working together on a project, and he's had the chance to stay at my house with me, for the last 2 days and see the lifestyle and how I live. And so if he's got a lot of energy today, it's because I made him a veggie drink with string beans and asparagus and the Napoli juice.
It tasted very good. Quite surprisingly, it tasted amazing.
We're energized up today. So, well, thank you for the nice introduction and all that. And I don't know really where to start. A lot of people probably know the history, but the quick version is 5 years ago in March 2008, I had built the Whitney Education Group, which is now Tiger, to a $250 million company, starting 10 years earlier with $5 million in revenue and 15 employees, to 2,000 in 7 countries. And we created an unbelievable continuity program modeled after conventional education, after a junior college and college. At our peak from 2000 to 2006, we had some 60,000 people a month registering for our training events, live training events, not on the internet, worldwide. And it was quite a ride, but I tell you, I'd spent a lot of years, and that's a lot of what this new Inner Voice book is about, what I've spent my last 5 years doing. And that is, Larry, I went through a meltdown in March 8th, 2008. And you'll read, there's a lot of good dirt in this book. There's a lot of good lessons, but a lot of good dirt. And the dirt's all on me, by the way. But it's the lessons that I learned, from 20 years old to date. In the meltdown, we entered into an SEC in a Department of Justice investigation. It cost me $22 million in legal fees, and my marriage was crumbling at that point, estranged from everything was just caving in, caving in. During the real estate crisis too, and I'm, known as the real estate guy in my past life. And I just had a meltdown. Today, I don't know, nervous breakdown sometimes could be a self-diagnosis, but I guess that's what you call it. And I just threw my hands up. Money just no longer became my scoreboard. It wasn't just money, it was, like being on a hamster wheel. Have you ever felt like that?
Absolutely.
Go to work, get a job, find a spouse, get a boat, get a car, get a bigger car, pay the bills, go through struggles. 75 years later, we die. And I started to think, if that's all there is to this life, and there's a God, it would have to be a very mean one, And I just shut it down. I still have, plenty of money and resources. I left the publicly traded company. I resigned as CEO, chairman, That company's still ongoing, still own the Rich Dad Education brand, and the business still probably does 70, 80 million a year. I'm the largest shareholder in the company still, but I just walked away from the operation of all my businesses. I just lost the interest in the whole money and stuff, you know. And I had two questions. My question was, number one, what's the point of life? What am I here for? Raised a family, made money, had every luxury you could imagine, in decent shape, good health. All the blessings someone could want, but I still felt empty. And so that was my question. What's the point? And my second big question was, who's right? Are the Christians right? Are the Jews right? Are the Muslims right? Are the Hindus right? The Buddhists right? Was it Wayne Dyer, Deepak Chopra, Oprah? Is Oprah right? And so from there, you know, I figured all these things were happening in my life, so I know drugs and alcohol would be a good idea, which really wasn't my thing. But you know, people who were doing business with me for years, and I was the disciplined, stay late, be early guy, and they sensed something was wrong. You know, and even my doctor told me, he said, we need to do something.